Hey you guys, it's Bridget, Therese, and this is episode number 14, and today we are talking all about posing practice and creating that perfect onstage presence. So once you get that perfect body, you've done all the work, you've done the cardio, you've done the weights, and you've ate all the chicken and rice you can possibly eat, now it's time to put the full package together and bring your best presentation to stage. So this is where it makes or breaks all of your hard work, and so this is so important for you to learn this part. So that is why we're doing a whole episode on it today. So I am at Sonia's World of Dance Studio here in the Galleria area, so thank you so much, Sonia, for hosting me today. And we are using this lovely studio to show you. We're going to use the mirror. I'm going to show you some footwork. So these are all based on the iFit model posing classes that I've learned and that I've also taught. So I'm going to teach you the basic steps, and the first things first is posture. So we are going to step over to the mirror, and I'm going to teach you the S shape. And the most important thing in practicing is your posture and your the way you hold your poses. So I'll start this way first. So when you're standing here, and I'll teach you the proper steps here in a second, you're going to want to stand tall, kind of like when we're working out. It's all the same. It's always the same posture. You're going to stand tall. You're going to tuck your tummy in, stick your chest out, and pop your booty, and that's going to create that S curve. I'll switch sides. Again, stand tall. You're kind of tightening your abs. Your booty's popped. Your feet are strong, and you're twisting a little bit towards the front so you get that nice curve. Your shoulders are stretched up. Your tummy's tight. Your booty's popped. Your chest is up, and that creates that nice thing. So when you're here, it just shows off all of your curves, and if I had shorts on, you'd be able to see like the muscles in my legs are really popping. Of course, this is going to help flatter your body and your shape the most. So let me first teach you the two of our basic poses for when you're first starting out. We're going to step over here, and I'm going to step back a little bit, and I'm going to teach you two poses. The bent leg, so if you can see from about my waist down, this is going to be a bent leg pose, and then a straight leg pose. And all the time we're doing this, you'll maintain that S-shaped posture. So to get into your first pose, your back foot is going to go towards the wall, and your front leg is going to, you're going to bring your heel to about the middle of your other heel, so it's like this. You're going to bring them together, and then you're going to stand tall, stand strong, and this is actually a straight leg pose. So my knee's not bent, but it gives me that nice curve here, and it helps me to hold my posture. So that is your straight leg pose. So again, to get into it, from your back leg, you're going to point it towards the wall, and then your front foot is going to come in the middle, and you're going to get that nice straight leg pose. So now I'll teach you the bent leg pose. So I'm going to turn back this way. And the bent leg pose is just your knee, it's the same stance, only your knee is going to bend. So you're back here, your foot's facing the wall, and then your front leg is, it's bent, your knee's popped, and that also gives you a nice shape. So depending on your figure and what looks the best on you, you can also do both poses, the straight and the bent, to give you a variety in your poses. So that is your basic pose when you come in. So let's say I'm coming up to the front, and I'm going to stand in it, and here's my bent leg pose. Now you can also, once you get more advanced, add a little bit of variety. This is where you start. I kind of bring it up on the heel, so it gives me more of a pop. But that is where you're going to start. So I can come up again, and get into a strong pose, and my leg is straight. So the next thing I'm going to teach you is step transition. So that is to switch gracefully from one side of the stage to the other, and this helps the audience, this helps the judges to see both sides of you. We all have that side we prefer, but we got to show both sides. So we're going to start with, it doesn't matter, there's no particular order, so when you're coming up to the front of the line, in front of the judges, whatever side you naturally land on is probably your better side, and that's okay. But then you're going to have to switch sides. So you're going to come over here. So how do you do that? So I'll walk you through it real quick. So let's start from a bent leg pose. From here, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Front, side, back, together. Front, side, back, together. Okay? Let's do it a couple more times just so you can see it. Front, side, back, together, and then you're landing in your pose, you're getting strong, then you're gonna switch, front, side, back, together. So, when you're doing that, take the time to land your pose, correct your posture, make sure you're standing tall, that your booty's popped, your chest is out, and your abs are tight. A lot of times once you start worrying about your footwork, you lose your posture. So if you're doing it with just going through the motions, it's not very cute. Your stomach starts hanging out, your back slouches, and you lose your booty because you just don't care. You like to tuck it in. So make sure it's popped, and then you're commanding the stage. You're bringing that energy, you're popping, you're walking, and you're showing everybody what you get. So when you're doing it, to start off, you're gonna probably need to exaggerate your steps. So when you're here, really lift that knee and come in. Because if you're just going like this, that's not cute. So this is super boring. Nobody cares about that. But if you're adding attitude to it and making it fun, you're like, hey, I'm happy to be here, and then you're standing tall into your posture, that's fun to watch, and that's what people want to watch. So don't be this person who's boring. Like, anybody can do that, that's not cute. So make sure that you're popping into it, and you're happy to be here, and you're looking around at the judges. So those are 2 basic steps. I'm not going to teach you turns, because turns is kind of difficult to learn, and you don't want to just see me going back and forth in the camera, but the other thing that is very important in posing is your facial expressions and looking like you're having a fun time. So if this is something you want to start practicing right away in posing practice. So I'm 6 weeks out from my show in Mexico City. So I am practicing now 2 to 3, 4 times a week for sure. And then whenever my schedule allows it, I will just pop into the gym and go practice some more. So the people at the gym know I'm coming all the time. They're gracious. They give me the key to the music box, and I go in and I practice. And ladies, a lot of you really enjoy this. This is also important for men in your divisions to practice your posing as well. But it's very important, and it's actually kind of fun. Most ladies enjoy posing because it's almost like you get to be somebody else. You almost kind of get to take on a different personality on stage because you got to act like something else. Like nobody walks around like this and hops into the poses, and it's like, I might walk like that sometimes. And sometimes when you practice so much, you just like open up a cabinet like this. You're like, what's in the fridge? And you just start naturally walking like that when you practice so much. But I've seen it happen before. But facial expressions are important, so when you're practicing, don't practice like you're bored out of your mind. Practice like there's an audience. Practice like your mom and dad are watching, or your friends and family, your fans, whatever it might be, and really give them a show. So what you project on the stage and what you're feeling inside is going to be what shows. So if you've ever been to any kind of competition, whether it be a talent show or a runway show or anything like that, and you see that timid person come out and they look scared and they're like, I don't know what to do, and they just kind of stand like this and look around with crazy eyes, you feel bad for them and you instantly get uncomfortable. But when somebody comes out and they're having fun and they're excited and they're here to have a good time, you're gonna watch that person, you forget to even look at their body, you forget to look at their flaws, and all you see is like, wow, they give me a really good feeling. So I'm excited to watch them, and I don't know who they are. I forgot to look if she has nice abs or a nice ass. I just know she was having a lot of fun and it gave me a good feeling. So that is why we practice posing. That is why we put a lot of time and effort into it. And that's why it's important, because when you work so hard, and I've put this in perspective, like I've been training for this show since January. So that's 20 weeks worth of workouts and dieting and eating very strict and being really strict with my diets and workout. So when I have 20 weeks and I'm working this hard, literally on stage, I'll probably be on stage total of 5 to 10 minutes at the very, very most. And that's 5 walks, that's lineups, that's awards, that's everything. So 20 weeks for 15 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes on stage, I better be bringing that, because shoot, if I don't do it, obviously the competition is like the final award, but that's what you work so hard for. So you want to bring your best presentation to the stage. So you get such a small amount of time, and when you think about it, it's a little crazy. So I've been working 20 weeks for 5 minutes of stage time. Well, it's obviously bigger than that because I absolutely love doing this, but to put it in perspective, that's how important this piece of training is. So don't belittle it, take the time to practice, and this is where the magic happens. So let's see. The approach walk is super duper important, and I'll show you a little bit of the approach walk and how to get into it. There's a couple different walks. There's the T-walk, which is kind of using the whole stage where you come up, you do your pose here, and then you go to the right of the stage, you pose over here, and then you walk across to create that T over here, and then that is the T-walk. Then there's also the spotlight walk, and depending on the size of the show is the walk that's determined. So say this is the spotlight walk, and cameraman stay there, and I'm just pretend I'm coming out. So from behind the curtain, I'm coming out, hitting my pose back here, and then I'm going to come up on my approach walk, and this is where the walk becomes your personality. So you get into your first pose, you transition to the other side, you maintain that posture, and you're going to use your hands, you're going to add hands, you're going to add different steps, but that approach walk is one of the most important walks that you will do on the whole time of stage. When you get up here, it's just presenting yourself and letting them take the time to see you, make their notes, look at your beautiful costumes, your outfits, everything that you took time to put together, and that's just like the final presentation. So the approach walk is your first impression. That is the big, like, boom, here I am, I have arrived moment. So make sure you practice that over and over and over and over. There's plenty of videos you can follow or watch on YouTube for examples on this. I've watched a variety of different models who do this just to get different perspectives and get different ideas and try different things, because different walks look good on different people. So like some people need to have their arms swinging in front of them, some swing it behind, like some people got to cross their legs to really give that hip swing. So there's a variety of different ways, and you need to just practice and practice and practice and try different things to see what looks right on you. So if you have questions or you need help with this, feel free to shoot me a message, send me a video of your walk, and I'll be happy to give you some feedback. And also, if you find this valuable, please tag a competitor, tag somebody who's competing in something and is on stage and understands the whole stage presence thing, or may find interest in that, or just needs help with some of the basic steps, and share this video if you find it valuable. So let me do a couple approach walks for you. So I'm going to back up, and cameraman's just going to find a spot, and I'm going to be coming out on stage, and then I'm going to do my back pose, do one pose back here, and you maintain that nice long posture. Then I'm going to walk up with the approach walk. So you're coming, you're happy to be here, your arms are moving, you got lots of movement, your booty's pumped, you got a strong back, a strong core, your face is happy, and you're going to transition, and then you're going to do your back turn. You're going to transition from the back, say hi to everybody, spotlight walk, you come back here, turn back, and then you come back up and do it again, and you run through those poses again. So that's one choreography way to do it. Spotlight walk is a lot of people just come up, they do their few poses, here, back pose is necessary, and then they turn back around, and then they go. So there is no, these are absolutes of how you need to do it. It is kind of up to your personality, up to how you want to create that presence and that bring that personality alive and on stage. So there's not a lot of right or wrongs. This is, I should specify, for the MuscleMania and Fitness Universe stage walk. So we'll just we'll pause for a second and talk about the different walks. Different federations have different walks and different requirements for their stage posing. So I'll remind you, I only teach and practice MuscleMania's walk because to me more ladylike or graceful or classy, or however you want to put it. So in the MuscleMania, there is no split leg posing. There's no, I'm not even going to do it, but there's no where you turn around and you like stick your ass out. There's none of that. So that is a different federation. So if you do that actually at a MuscleMania show, you have the potential to get disqualified for doing that. So they just decided to do things a different way, which I appreciate. And I can actually invite my 7-year-old son to come watch me compete, because Mom's not going to be doing anything I would be doing behind the closed doors on top of the stage. So not that kind of show. So there are things that you can do. So again, it's a split leg pose, and then split leg pose from the back where they're leaving it off, nothing left for the imagination. So keep that in mind when you are practicing that. If you're familiar with the NPC federations and their posing, that is not going to necessarily work for MuscleMania Fitness Universe. So that is about the only thing that I would say that you need to be careful about. So again, practice a lot, practice often, work on your approach walk, work on getting into a nice strong pose. Always, always, always pay attention to your posture. If you maintain your posture for a half an hour of practicing, your back will be sore, your feet will be sore, and you'll be tired from just posing practice, because that's how much you need to practice. So when we run our iFit model camps, we do 2 nights a week for an hour each, and then we expect everybody to go home and practice what we teach them, so that we progress every lesson. Because every lesson we have an agenda where we're teaching new steps, we're teaching transitions, we're teaching how to add arms and hands and the different walks. So very important piece to this part. The other part of this, and I'm not going to go into it because I don't have all of my outfits with me yet, and also I want to keep them a surprise, but there's different walks for different outfits. So let's talk about model really quick. We have, your first walk is in a dress, and it's a clubwear dress. So you're going to kind of take on the personality of a clubwear dress, but that doesn't mean twerking and popping it on stage. That it just means you're going to be in a dress, so it's a little bit different. Try to make it elegant and classy, and that's going to be your dress walk. So it'll be a little bit different, so you have a little bit of variety. The next one is your sportswear walk. So this one, you'd be in booty shorts, a sports bra, potentially a prop like a ball or a bat, or some sort of like a jump rope, or anything that represents a sport. So you're going to have a prop that you can play with. You can kind of make it more fun in your personality. Just you play around with it more, and it's a little bit more fun of a walk, and you get to add different steps. And then the last one of model is swimwear or bikini, and that one is the one, it kind of depends on your personality how it comes across, but you want to be very, I don't know, I'm trying to think if you want to, this one doesn't need to be necessarily playful, this one needs to be more classy and elegant and tasteful. Maybe that's the way to put it. Okay, and then the next one, the next division that I'm competing in is bikini, and bikini has 2 rounds. It has theme wear, and then it has the bikini round. So for theme wear, I do a costume. So you kind of take on, it's like a glorified Halloween show, and it's actually a lot of fun. I used to not like it, but I do enjoy it now. But you get to take on the personality of whatever you're dressing up as. So if you're Wonder Woman, for example, then you get to have your superpowers and be a superhero, and you want your walk to reflect that. If I come out here and I'm just like, I'm Wonder Woman, like, that's no fun, nobody cares. Like, somebody wants you to come out and be like, boom, I'm Wonder Woman and I'm here to save you. You know, like, you take on the personality of whatever the costume is. If you're an Indian and you're shooting a bow and arrow, like, get down and shoot the bow and arrow. If you come out with a prop and you don't use it, why you even got the prop? So whatever your costume is, make sure you take on the personality of it and kind of become a little actress. When you're practicing, you're gonna feel silly, but you gotta do it. You gotta practice, because I promise you, you're not gonna walk out on stage and all of a sudden put on a good show if you've never practiced with your props. So make sure you practice with your props. And then, of course, final is the bikini round. And again, this one is gonna be very classy, very elegant, and tasteful. No spread legs, no like hoochie mama poses. Everything is very classy and tasteful. So those are your 5 walks. You come out with your group after each walk and you line up. And when you're in your lineup, make sure you're moving around. Like, don't just stay there. Some people just stay here like this, that's boring. Some people move too much and they're all like wiggly and you're like, dude, somebody like give them some sleepy medicine or something, they're too crazy. But you do want to have like a little bit of movement. You're making eye contact with the judges. They're making their final notes and everybody's watching. Your family's cheering on you. Acknowledge your family and make sure you are maintaining that. So with movement, you can have your shoulders moving, your hands are up and down. There's a lot of different options to make your 60 seconds, 30, 60 seconds on stage absolutely magnificent, and that is the goal. So that is the goal of posing, that is what we practice, and that is hopefully what you got out of this episode today. So again, if you found this valuable, please share it and tag somebody who's interested in competing. If you need help with your posing, let me know. I have my connections to the iFit model team, and we can definitely help you out with that and teach you the posing. We have a lot of amazing posers that have come out of our camps. So you have Jessica Vasquez, you have Natalia Castillo, and we've taken people from basic, like barely walking in heels, to absolutely stars on stage. So it's pretty intensive, all the camps that we go through. So if you need help, reach out to us and we'd be happy to help you. But I am gonna go practice my stage walk. I have 5 different walks I gotta do, so 5 different outfits I have to think about. So I'm gonna go get my practice on and work on popping my booty, holding in my abs, having that tight posture, and doing my steps and making it my own personality. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll catch you again next week.